For Denmark, it's a top priority to be very attractive to researchers. That's why we invest as much as we do in research environments in universities and in research councils. And I'm very happy as Minister to see that we are very much acknowledged about that we do see a lot of international researchers inviting Danish researchers into cooperation. There will be a lot of surveys or supporting the fact that Denmark actually is number one within a lot of research areas. So the investment is worthwhile and it's very important. I'm very happy about that question because it's indicating the importance of inviting young people to come and study and to stay in Denmark. And we would very much like to invite much more international students to come. And the way we would like to do that is to do a lot of exchange programs. Universities work together with other universities, Danish universities with international universities and so on and so forth. And there will be a lot of supporting programs inviting international students to come and have a study in Denmark. And it's worthwhile mentioning that a lot of our education actually takes place in English. I think that's a surprise to a lot of international students. So I do think that we have a very international level at our universities. It seems as if we're very good at attracting international students. We would even though like much more to come. We have a challenge in inviting the students to stay in Denmark when they have finalized their study at universities. And that's an area where we should improve and be much clever in how we actually cooperate with the students. And I think one way of solving this issue is to encourage the universities and organizations, private companies, to work much closer together. Inviting the students at universities to come and do projects within the companies, and by that having some insights and introduction to how companies work in Denmark. And I think that's an area where we can be much, much better. We need to improve there. As Minister, I would like to encourage both universities and private companies to work much closer together than they do today. That would benefit all. Recently we have seen some research programs where universities and companies and foundations have been working together, and that's going to improve the level for researchers at university. It's going to improve the possibilities for students. It's making the environment much more attractive. It's benefiting society because the results of this research is benefiting, for instance, the health industry and so on and so forth. And not least, the results of these research projects would be available for companies to come up with new products, new processes. So it would be to benefit everyone to secure that we actually have closer collaborations between universities and private companies. I agree it's unique, and it should be. It's of very high importance to us that every student having the talent to study at a university have the possibility to do so. And that's why we would like to have some financial support, encouraging and enabling students to do so. And that's where we would like to have this free access to universities, and not least being able to financially support the students while having taking their study at the university. And I think it's an important system. It's unique, but it's very important. I think we should support developing countries also when it comes to the financial aid. There will be some basic needs that we need to take care of. Having said that, I'm very happy to see and to know that universities in Denmark work closer together with universities in developing countries too. So I do believe that research, that education is a very important issue to work closer together with, and I think that's an area where we should support too, of course. Having been in Denmark, having studied at a Danish university, they know what a Danish university can provide to international students. And I think it's important that they assist us in telling that story. I think that can be a very trustworthy way of branding both Denmark and not least Danish universities. So I hope they will support us in our effort to invite even more international students to Denmark.